AskReddit by Philly Big Boy. What place is the biggest tourist trap? Hollywood BLVD is pretty junky. I always feel bad for people who make the trip to Los Angeles and end up there. They must be like WTF? LMAO, when I first went there I was so excited to visit the Walk of Fame. I was so grossed out. I was also mad at the people in costumes who force you to take pics with them then demand money. The pyramids is a very uncomfortable experience. You get fucking harassed beyond belief. When the guides tell you don't get on the camels, you really shouldn't get on the camels. If there is a rainforest cafe and a Madame Tussauds, it's a tourist trap. I'm amazed whenever I see a rainforest cafe. I thought they had folded 20 years ago. Myrtle Beach. It's the most expensive trailer park by the beach. Everything is so expensive. But you're surrounded by trailer park people. People harassing you to buy crap. Go 5 miles up the road to North Myrtle Beach and you will have a much better time. Plymouth Rock. It's likely not actually from 1620 and it's a pretty small rock. Can confirm. That rock is almost certainly older than 1620. The Titanic. Too soon? I don't know anyone who has had a positive experience as a tourist in Egypt. Well, there was this guy Caesar. Wall drug, but I think that's the point. Deleted. Four Corners. Such a waste of drive from Phoenix, there's nothing to do. Branson. Take everything fun out of Vegas and put it in the middle of nowhere Midwest. It's a magnet for old people and fanny pack dads. It's like Vegas if it were run by Ned Flanders. Myrtle Beach. Many better beaches in that area. Right? Drive half an hour in any direction and the beaches are much nicer and less crowded. The whole strand is a dump. In Canada, the Capilano Bridge was rated as the country's worst tourist trap. Private park in North Vancouver with a swaying drooping pedestrian bridge across a small canyon, $80 admission. There is a similar bridge for free on a public park nearby. For that price I'd rather visit the peak-to-peak gondola ride between mountain tops in Whistler. When I went to Vancouver last year, a couple of my friends who are from there strongly recommended Lynn Valley Conservation Area for that reason. It's free to enter, accessible by public transit, and just as nice views as Capilano without paying an arm and a leg lol. Branson, Missouri. Hard to believe 10,000 people actually live there because the place feels like a giant truck stop. The entire city is built around tourism. That's literally what it was founded on. Isn't that the city they said was like Las Vegas if it were run by Ned Flanders? Egypt. Plenty of scams and cons. Carl Pilkington's Idiot Abroad shone some good light on Egypt. The amount of trash surrounding the pyramids was a turn off. I don't think people understand what a tourist trap is. You can argue that Times Square is a tourist trap. But it's ridiculous to say that the entire city is a trap. The London Eye could be a trap, but not London. Exactly, so many dumb replies here. People saying Paris because there's tourists and tacky souvenir stands near the Eiffel Tower. People saying Rome because there's annoying street sellers near the Colosseum. People saying London because there's overpriced chain stores at Piccadilly Circus. People, an entire city is not one tiny area where a famous monument is. Dubai. It's a depressing commercial wasteland in the middle of a desert. The people are unfriendly, and most of the population consists of virtual slave laborers that were coerced into coming and giving up their passports. Taxi driver asked me what I was doing that night. I can get you anything, woman, any nationality, any number, boys, girls, whatever you want. Dubai is good, very safe. The taxi driver was in an Emirates hotel-owned car. Emirates is the national airline. Magnolia Market in Waco, TX. It's basically a giant gift shop for Chip and Joanna Gaines from Fixer Upper. Wife dragged me there and it was so busy you couldn't even do anything. It sucked. My wife dragged me there too, so I dragged her to the Mammoth. Half of the attractions in the Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, and Sevier Valeria in Tennessee. Outside Dollywood, there's not much worth a damn. I usually just rent a cabin in the mountains and chill. Pigeon Forge can be nuts. I enjoy the NC areas a bit more like Maggie Valley. The Alamo. It doesn't even have a basement. Crap. I was hoping to find my south of the border. I just stopped there last week. It's completely fallen into disrepair. The big sombrero is only half lit, most of the shops and restaurants are closed, the buildings are falling apart. It has to be the most disappointing tourist trap in America now. Ripley's, believe it or not. Ripley's was more of a fun, shock and awe type of place in the time before social media, when seeing random stuff you wouldn't see anywhere else was a money-making niche. The whole of Dubai. I've traveled to over 30 countries and all 50 states. It's less about a city and more about specific areas within one. You can find local chill areas anywhere just as you can tourist trap areas. Example: New Orleans, tourist trap Bourbon Street. Local spots Magazine, Garden District, Frenchman, though tourists are starting to find it. Example: Orlando, tourist trap I Drive, the parks, basically anywhere south of downtown. Local Milk District, Mills, Winter Park, etc. Example: Dublin, Ireland, tourist trap Temple Bar. Local Stony Butter, Kilmainham, etc. You get the point. I live in Orlando, and anytime people come and visit I love taking them to Mills 50 or East End Market. Hollywood. I'd like to throw shade on the Hollywood, https://walkoffame.com/frequently-asked-questions/right square bracket dart. Anyone can have a star if they have $75K and someone to nominate them. Also, it's horribly maintained in many areas and covered in grifters dressed as Spider-Man trying to get you to take pictures with them. I hitched a ride from some teasers 15 years ago and haven't been able to get off it since. I've had plenty of time for research though. It's mostly harmless. You've got your towel though, right?